Hey guys, and welcome to the Button Live. So it's that time of the month, I guess it's March, that I'm going to be trying to save two of my coffee bean plants. One of them is kind of wilted away, and then time to start direct sowing some of my herbs for hopefully an early harvest. I have catnip, dill, and then from Free Heirloom Seeds, I've got some lettuce here. And I'm going to early sow some nasturtiums, which I'm excited about. And then just going to start a whole slew of things, get a head start on some of the herbs and stuff that I want to grow. I did have rosemary, which is notorious to try to grow from a seed. And I had one seedling pop up and then it died because I forgot to water them. But this is what the mustard looks like. It is looking beautiful. I am going to pot them up and get them some feed. I picked up some of this tomato and vegetable garden plant food. So I'm going to pot them up into the next size up, which is this one, which as you can see is a lot bigger. And then I'm going to be working on hardening them off because they are a cool weather crop over the weekend. And then hopefully get them direct planted in one of my beds, as well as starting the peas. And then here's my little salvia. They took forever to germinate and they're slow growers, so I'm glad I started them when I did. And then my mom got me this neat soil tester. And she also got me a blueberry plant that will be shipping out in a couple of weeks. So I'll be able to test it and see how it's going and how everything is doing. And then I also picked this handy dandy little thing up for $4. So it holds the 4-inch pots, but look, you can water and it won't damage your counters. So that's the plan. And then also, probably most importantly, is for the first time, I'm going to start my garden journal. So if you followed me along, you saw how I made this, how I put everything direct sow and different things, and how I've added more as I've bought. Now, granted, this is only the stuff I'm trying, the stuff we don't like, the stuff we don't enjoy, that doesn't work. It's going to get crossed off and I will not plant. So I will be making notes, for instance, that the rosemary has failed. Whether it was due to die off, I will not know. But I'm going to try again, and I'm going to just say, keep a journal, and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this little pot, which I've duct taped, yes, I know it's sticky, and we're going to mix the biotone fertilizer with the garden vegetable. We don't need a lot of biotone, and so it's just going to mostly be starting the biotone with the plant food, mixing it together. And I plan to use this for everything that I am planting. So hopefully it all works out. All right, and this is what it should look like when it's all mixed up together, and I'll just use this as I'm potting up some plants. So let's start with the first major pot up, which is going to be our beautiful, healthy Japanese mustards, and we're just gonna pot them up into these things right here. The first thing I do is I put just the tiniest bit of soil. Yes, that's a piece of soil. Then I'm going to put just the littlest bit of food in here. And then let's see if we can get one of our babies up. And here we have, it's technically 2 with a healthy little root system, so I'm just going to plunk them down, fill them up with soil, and then we'll be ready. Is how we do it. Now the soil's pretty damp and I didn't quite center this one, but that's okay because I'm going to give them 2 days in these new pots, and then I'm also going to start hardening them off outside this next week, which is why I potted them up, so they'll be ready to pot up hopefully next week, or actually move out into my garden beds, which I'll show you. And there, my friends, we have the mustard all potted up. I will get them under the new grow light setup, and now for the scary part of dividing the pretty little salvias and putting them in fresh soil where they've already got the root starter and the plant food. So see you back in a bit. Alright guys, so here is the coffee plant. As I said, I saved 2. I trimmed some of the bad leaves off. My peonies have sprung up a little bit earlier than I was expecting them to. And then here are the transplanted mustards. They're in a little bit of shock like I thought they would be, and I've got my new grow light set up here. And then here we have our salvia. We'll see how they do. This cute little African violet that we had propagated in water is doing awesome. Here's the other 2 salvia. And then I went ahead and today I planted dill, rosemary, and chamomile. So we're going to see how they do. Over here, we planted tarragon, purple basil, and sage. And just to give you a view, this is on my kitchen counter for now until I can buy a shelf and a couple more lights. But as you know, everything is pretty expensive right now, so this is the setup that I use for now. None of the water leaks into my counters and it works for me, so hey, didn't spend anything.